phone, and I want to make sure that you guys maximize your ownership of this fantastic smartphone. So let's dive in and get started right away. And by the way, if you're wondering what case I'm using for my Samsung Galaxy Note 20 or the Note 20 Ultra, this is the one that I'm using right now. This is an official Samsung case. It's got a nice little kickstand so I can watch movies just like this. And of course it is extremely protective, as you can see, but it's not too bulky, okay? Link's gonna be down below if you wanna check it out. So the very first thing I wanna talk about has to do with your keyboard. So I'm gonna launch my Messages application right over here. I'm just gonna bring up the keyboard, all right? And let's say you wrote something, but you wanna make a change to it somewhere in the middle. It's a little hard to actually use your finger to find the correct spot, all right? So what you can do is you can use your keyboard as a trackpad, as a precision trackpad. Just press and hold on the actual space bar, and you can move exactly where you want to move it. So I can move it right here, right next to R, okay, or G, whatever, and I can just clear that out and fix it as I desire. So that's the precision cursor control for the keyboard. So that's number one with the keyboard. Now one more thing I'm going to show you guys with the keyboard real quick is you can also tap on this button here, and what you also have is you have this advanced text editing functionality that gives you a little joystick and all these options. So again, let me go over here and write something. Okay, so I wrote a couple things over here. Now if I tap on this one right over here, and if I go into my text editing feature, what I can do is first and foremost, again, I can precisely control the cursor, as you can see, but I can also use the select function. I can tap on select, and let's say I just want to select these two options, and I can just cut that or copy it, okay? So you tap on select, and you select what you want to select, and you just cut it out or exit out. It's going to be up to you. So that is for precision cutting, copying, pasting, selecting, and cursor control all in one. Fantastic little feature. Now I'm using it in a very simple area here, but you can work with this with paragraphs, sentences. Great for editing, especially if you're writing something on your phone. All right, so let's move on. The next feature is known as the live caption feature. So let's now launch an application over here. Okay, let's just launch YouTube. Here's the video I was watching a couple minutes ago. You tap on it, and this guy's talking, right? What you can do is you can go into your settings, all right? Then you could go into your accessibility right over here and go to hearing enhancements. From here, you go to live caption, you tap on it, and basically just enable this. Now I'll just tap on got it. Now when you go back out, all right, and I play this video, I am actually gonna see live captions play with the video, as you can see. So as this guy's talking, it is actually converting whatever he's saying to live captions, and this is using Google, so it is going to be highly accurate. And of course, you can move this around or drag down to dismiss it. So that's fantastic, okay? You can put it right there. It's a very, very accurate live captions built right into your phone inside that setting, okay? Even if you play it like this, it continues and you can put it anywhere. Drag to dismiss, turn it off, you're good to go. Now one more hidden feature, you tap on the camera, there's the shutter button, you tap on this to take a photo. What you can do is you can just grab this and put it anywhere on the screen, okay? You can use this button or that button to take photos. The benefit of this is if you're holding a phone a certain way, you can have this shutter button exactly where you want it. Now when you're done with it, you can grab it and put it where it belongs. Fantastic little tactic. And one more quick feature again with the keyboard. Let me just cover all that real quickly. So if you do bring up the keyboard and if you tap on the settings to go into the actual settings, what you can do is you can go to style and layout, and from here you can enable the high contrast keyboard. Now when you go inside, it gives you four options. You can have this color, you can have this color, you can have this color, or you can have the blue color. So once you enable this and you go to your messages or whatever, you bring it up, boom, that's what you are gonna see. All right, so plenty of features to customize your keyboard that are not apparent directly unless you really dig in to the actual settings. Let's move on to the next tactic. The next thing I want to talk about is very useful when it comes to giving your phone away to somebody. Let's say you want to launch an application and you want to show it to your friend, but you want to make sure your friend doesn't exit the application and starts launching other applications, maybe even access your private files. You just want them to see what you want them to see on your phone. So normally what you can do is, let me just use this with the calculator as an example. So let's say this is all you want your friend to see. They just want to use a calculator. Normally when you tap this button, there is an option here that you don't see that allows you to actually pin windows so nobody can exit them unless they know the trick. So what you do is you go to your settings, all right? You go into biometrics and security. All the way down, you go to other security settings. And again, all the way down, you go to pin windows. You enable pin windows. Now, look at this. I go to the calculator. My friend just asked me for my phone. I'm like, okay, give me 1 second. What do you want to use? He says calculator. I tap on this right here. I say pin this application. And I say, okay. Now, this application is pinned. He cannot tap the home button. He cannot exit this no matter what he or she does. Can only do what you want them to do. You can even go to the bathroom while you're doing it and don't worry about anything. Now, when you come back, get your phone back, all you do is press and hold both of these options and it goes to the lock screen. Okay, it's smart. It's not stupid. It goes to the lock screen. So again, even if they do it, they can't access anything else. And then you log in yourself and boom, you're good to go. Now it's unlocked. It's unpinned. All right, so that's the screen pinning feature. The next thing I want to talk about has to do with the power menu. So when you tap on the power menu, normally you see power off, you see a restart, and you see the emergency mode. Now I'm going to enable a setting that's going to give you a fourth option that is able to do some really nice things for the purposes of actual security. All right, so what you do is you go to your settings, all right, and then you go into your lock screen, and then what you do is you go to secure lock settings. You tap on it, you have to put your passcode in, and then you go next, and then it gives you a brand new menu. Now at the bottom, we have a show lockdown option. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna enable this. Now, when I go to this menu here, and I tap on the power button, I see a fourth option known as the lockdown mode. Now here's what it does. When I do perform a lockdown mode, this is great as you're about to go to sleep. You tap on lockdown mode, and what it does is it locks your phone, but it disables every kind of login other than the actual PIN number. So you cannot put your fingerprints in. You cannot use smart lock features. What you do is you have to swipe up, okay? And like in the good old days, you have to put in your actual PIN number. And the reason you want to do that before, for example, if you go to sleep, is if you're sleeping, maybe somebody can just grab your finger and try to unlock the phone, all right? Or if you have smart lock enabled, your phone can still unlock if your smart watch is in the vicinity. That's what smart lock is. So if you want a real lockdown option, that's the one you want to use. Now with this one, when I turn off the phone is locked, but biometrics are active. Smart lock is active, and of course the PIN number is active, but that's the hardest thing to guess. So make sure you go for the lockdown mode if you're concerned about your security. Now most people may not have to worry about this, but if you're in a specific situation, it will come very handy. All right, let's move on. The next thing is when you launch your phone application, all right, if you tap on the settings on the top corner and go into the actual settings, what I like here is the answering and ending calls feature. So all you do basically is enable these two options. So now if somebody calls you, you can accept the call simply by tapping the volume up button, as you can see right here. And if you want to end an existing call, all you do is press the end button. Let me quickly demonstrate. So I'm calling myself with the other phone. It's going to pop up, and what I can do is I can press volume up, and it actually took the call. Now when I'm done with it, I can press the power button to end the call. So now I have physical buttons to receive and end calls. A great feature I use all the time. Now this next feature has to do with your edge panel. So let me bring them in, okay? What you want to do is you bring them in, you go to your settings. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that you enable the Smart Select option. Now, if you have a Samsung Galaxy Note device, it's easy to access these using your S Pen, but if you don't, you can access and activate these settings, no problem. So once you have this active, you go home, you pull up your edge panel. Okay, let me just go to the Smart Select option over here. Right here, what I can do is I can go and I can use screenshots in precision manner. So I can do circular screenshots. As you can see, that was a screenshot. I can save this. I can even write on it with my hand, all right? And then I can save it, no problem. Right here, tap on save. Or you can do rectangle, all right? As you can see, you click done. Again, it saves it up. Or you can also create an animation. You tap on this one. It gives you a little window that you can move around. You can even have a video in the background. And then you say record, and it creates an animation of whatever is playing in the back of this actual window, which can also be resized, okay? That's gonna create a bunch of animated GIFs for you guys. And then if I go back here, we do have the pin to screen option. So I can choose anything. I can be in an application. I'm just giving you an example here. So let's say I wanna pin this area to the screen. I tap on pin to screen, it stays right there. So I can have, let's say I'm referring to something here. I can do whatever I want over here as that window is pinned to the screen. Now I can tap this anytime, download this area, maximize it, or exit out. All right, so fantastic little tack. Now one more thing I forgot to mention with the keyboard is if you tap on the keyboard, if you bring it up, and if you do go into your settings, and if you do go into style and layout, what you can do is you can go for the keyboard theme. So you do have a bunch of themes you can choose from: solid, dark, or solid dark. So you're not locked to one option. You can switch between all the various options on top of the high contrast keyboard that I showed you guys. It's all going to be up to you. All right, so if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop them down below. I do hope you learned a bunch of new things to enhance the value of your smartphone. For now, guys, have a fantastic day and stay tuned for many more videos. Alright, so if you found this video useful, make sure to subscribe to Saki Tech by clicking that button, and also click that bell icon on the side to make sure you get notified every time I upload a new video. And if you do use Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, you can follow me at Saki Tech Online to get the latest updates as well. Alright, have a fantastic day.